Greetings viewers, this is Montom Ever come back to you with another video. Today we're going to continue the review for the Perfect Grade 1/60th Scale Gundam Exia from Gundam 00. I will start by saying I do apologize for my voice. I am battling a cold at the moment, so forgive me for my nasally tone. But I do want to be sure I give you an update on this kit, so here we are. So for those who are familiar with my videos, what I tend to do is whenever I build a kit, I always do 3 videos. The first one is unboxing, looking in the box, stuff like that. Second video, I tend to show the individual parts that come with said kit, legs, body, head, so on and so forth. In a third video, I tend to properly assemble the kit piece by piece, give a last-ditch review, so to speak, and of course share my thoughts about the good, the bad, everything else in between, and of course if there's a kit worth getting. Now, for this video, however, I'm going to do things a little bit different, mainly because of this right here. Now, for those who are not familiar with the Perfect Grade Gundam Exia, this kit comes with a LED unit, as you can see here. And the LED unit actually, the manual right here, shows that you have one of two choices. You can either A, assemble the kit while also including the LEDs to it, or you could assemble the kit fully and then you can take it apart and then put the LEDs in. So you have one of those two options. Now I've done some research, I asked around, and everyone say that it is best to actually put the LEDs in while you are building the kit. I find that apparently it's a little bit easier that way, but of course the choice is yours. So that's what I did. So in this case, I will actually show the kit as is currently, along with other accessories that the kit comes with. So that way I will share the other parts that comes with this kit as normal for many of the second review part videos, so to speak. But of course, making it a little bit different because of this circumstance. So, with that being said, let's get straight to the figure. And here we have the Perfect Grade Gundam Exia in this, you can say, skeletal form as we speak. Now, as you can tell, not all the armor is on, not all the pieces on. I just want to share with you what it looks like by itself. For the exception of the back, yes, there is some added color there. That's the only thing I did add to it. Other than that, this is what you see. And just this alone is pretty nice. Majority of the Perfect Grade, some Master Grade, and some real grade kits actually have, you can say, a skeletal form, so to speak. A skeletal structure just to showcase exactly the ingenuity that comes with building the kit. First you do that, and then you can add the armor and other pieces and accessories that come with said kit. And this is no exception. Of course, like I said previously, the biggest difference is this comes with LEDs in it, so there's many differences compared to other Perfect Grades. Majority of other Perfect Grade Gunpla doesn't really have LEDs to go through it, they just have a LED in its head, sometimes its chest. But in this case, it's all through the entire body. Now, the LED unit that I have is from Bandai. However, there is other like third-party LEDs you can purchase as well that works just fine. The Cosmos is a popular one from what I've been seeing, but I just picked the Bandai one, so at least I know it works best, or it just works that way. But the Cosmos one, from what I've seen, also works just as well. So you have some options. But still though, it's still nice to see it just by itself like this, so at least you have a good idea of what to expect when it's fully assembled. And of course, just to see just you can say the structure of this, like you can tell that the legs are a little bit thick, so it has good balance. The body has some moving parts there too, and the arms are just as is, but basically this just gives you a rough idea of what to expect when a kit is fully assembled. One big accessory, I guess you can say, for this kit is that it comes with many types of hands you can pick from, and that's something I haven't seen from a Perfect Gray at all, actually, from the ones I built thus far. But this actually comes with various types. This one, all the fingers can move individually, like so. And this is actually each one of these maneuverable parts in these fingers are each a piece. So that's how these are really articulated. And this one here is a tab that goes into certain weapons, so you can hold it properly. And of course, you have a little wrist movement there, just a tad bit. But yes, other than that, all these can move around freely. As for this one, only the thumb can move. This one is mainly used for the beam sabers, which I will show shortly. But yeah, these are just to hold it still, and that little peg there is used to go inside the beam saber. And unfortunately, there's not much wrist action for this one. And this one's just an open hand, and the thumb can move freely, and that's about it. Yeah, not much to say. This is mainly used for like a aura or like open arms kind of movement. Nothing too extreme compared to that. This one's just a closed fist. That's all it really is. Very simple. Nothing too extraordinary with this one. And lastly, you get this kind of hand that is mainly used to hold is a beam rifle. So this peg goes into the handle of the beam rifle and just lock that into place. And the thumb can move around like so. But yeah, that's about it with all the hands. But like I said, the fact that you basically have 5 different type of hands to pick from is really saying something about this kit. Like I said before, not many Perfect Grays have so many types of variety to pick from, especially for the hands. Majority of them just have the one hand that just moves freely, all their fingers can move freely. So this one right here. But other than that, yeah, it doesn't really have much variety besides this. So the fact that this kit comes with so many different options just goes to show one big plus for this kit in case any of you are considering of purchasing it. And here are the beam sabers, and you only get 2 types of beam sabers, one that's short, one that's long. You actually get a pair of each actually, so 2 and 2. But aside from the length of both sabers, pretty sleek design for the handles. Nothing too much that stands out. Hate to say it, but it fits its purpose. You know, it's simply like this. Nothing too extraordinary. The one thing I do want to add though is you can just remove these, and these will actually be placed on the kit, on this back, on it behind the shoulders and on the back waist, and I will show that for the next video when this kit is fully assembled with all the pieces attached to it. But aside from that, this is the clip that you just need to push in and stick out, and then you can use this hand, the one that the fingers just stay, and you can actually probably take these out. There we go. So you can just put these in like so. Close that up, and then put the fingers back into place. Like so. And you have something that can hold the beam saber quite well. And you can do the same thing with this hand. Just push that down, grab a beam saber, push that up, just move the thumb out of the way and just simply move it like so. And just close up. So you have a couple options to hold the beam sabers like this. Next up are the GN short blade and GN long blade. But they're roughly the same thing. Of course, the only difference is just length. That's about it. But everything else that comes with it are exactly the same. So I'm just gonna put that one there for now. But I do really like the way how this is designed. Very sleek. I'm glad that this came with proper chrome color blades. Makes this stand out properly. So I'm really happy with that. But yeah, it's actually pretty nice. Some gunpla out there, or depending on the Gundam, aside from a beam saber, because every Gundam has a beam saber, some Gundams have something that makes it stand out. I'm glad that this one has the GN short and long blade, respectively. So it does make it stand out. And it actually has both, not just one or the other. It actually has both to pick from. So that's, again, another good thing. And about this, though, you can actually move this down, and then you can raise this up, like so. And the short blade can do this as well. Push that down and raise that up. So you have an option there to do so. Another thing this can do is right here on the bottom, if you can just get your fingernail in there, and you can move this out. This can actually attach to the legs of the kit. And I will show that when it's properly assembled. Like so. So it does stand out like that. And for the peg on the handle, I believe this can go either way. So you can push on one end and make it do need to finagle a little bit. I think I got it. There we go. Like that. And same thing. You can grab either this hand or if I can find the other one. There we go. Or this one. Take this off. Put this in. Close up like so. And put this back in. Like so. What you can do is that same thing like I did with this hand, as I did with the beam saber. Put that down. And get this set up. And these can go in either direction. So you have a choice. Like so. Next up is the GN shield. And I actually like the way how this is designed. Many of the main Gundams out there actually have a shield, roughly. for the most part, and this one is no different. But I just really like how it's designed. It's sleek in its own way. Like it stands out, but it doesn't stand out too much. It's like it's not flashy, but like this makes sense for this Gundam. So, and the amount of detail that this kit comes, like I did some paint lining here, did some paint lining around there. So it's pretty nice as it shows. So definitely some areas to add more detail to it. I may need to add more because the paint lining went through this little dip here. So I may just add more so at least it looks proper that way. But also this actually has a little bit of a transformation, so to speak. Yep, all you need to do is push this down, push this up, and the sides pop out like that. And you kind of just see some green translucent pieces, like so. So it's actually pretty nice. Unfortunately, you can't put a battery or LED inside this one, so it's not like it's gonna light up. So a little bit unfortunate, but it's still fine. And as for this is actually where it's going to attach to the arm. And you have a sliding mechanism like so. So you can adjust it as you wish. That's about it for the GN shield. And the last weapon is the GN sword. I think I may have misspoke earlier. I think I said a beam rifle. I don't think this kit does not come with a beam rifle. So if I did say that, I do apologize. But in any case, this is this main weapon, the GN sword. And it's actually pretty nice. Unfortunately, this only goes on the right arm, as the shield only goes on the left arm. But it still can be placed right here. That's where it's gonna clip into the arm. This piece right here, and the hand is gonna go through here. But still kind of nice, and just like the GN short and long blade, this also comes with some chrome and some lines there for paint lining, and looks pretty sleek. I don't always often add some paint lining to dark pieces because sometimes it's actually hard to see them, but I figured this would be appropriate just because that way you can see the line through right here at the tip of the blade, and it corresponds with the lines on the blade itself. But I do like it. This is really nice. And there is some articulation that comes with this. This actually moves out like so. And if you see this clip here, the little sliding mechanism, all you do is slide that forward, and this comes out. This can be used as a laser. But nothing too crazy. This of course clip. You can move it like so. And then you can, let's see, there we go. Get this hand. Take that off. Just move that forward. You can move that like so. Move something like that. And you can bring this forward. You can just bring, there we go, the blade forward. Like so. And just to show you, there's a little tab here that goes inside that hole. And there's the GN sword, or GN blade. Still kind of nice, pretty nice. But aside from that, nice detail all around. Even this piece here. Actually, I kind of missed on some areas here, so I may go back there to have some paint lining there. But yeah, just in some areas for articulation, like I said, this can move around. And just get the hand off, like so. This can stick out. This can move ever so slightly. And this can actually go inside that hole right there. So it fits in just fine. And this also slides back and forth. Oh, almost forgot. This also pops out. Just a little bit. Like so. Yeah, that's about it for the GN sword. Now I'm going to show you some articulation of what this kit can do so far. I will show it again once this kit is fully equipped with this armor and other accessories. But I just want to show you this now, especially since the LEDs are in, because it may show that this kit could have some limited articulation just because the LED wiring. So if we can get a closer look to this. And I'm going to be as careful as I can, just because of, like I said, the LEDs. So the legs can go up. There's a nice knee bend. And a nice little bend there. And I think that's as far as can do for the splits. The leg can go backwards as well. There is some ankle joints. This can rotate all around. This can move. There's a little toe articulation there as well. There is some waist movement. This can go side to side. And if you can see there, there is the pilot. There is Cessna FCA. Now there is a way to, yep, I think so. If you move that up, you can actually yeah. So you move those two up. You can move the hips forward to give another way to maneuver the hips. And move the legs forward, like so. So that's another option. You can just move those to close up. These legs. This is where I was stating about where to put the GN long and short blades or short swords. So you extend this clip out like I showed earlier. And you just push this in like so. There we go. Supposed to clip in like so. Now for the arms, and you can see where the wire is at, so I'm going to be as careful as I can to rotate ever so slightly. This does extend just a little bit. There is a elbow joint like so. And the arms can rotate, but be careful because I don't know if you can just saw it, but that would actually stick down a little bit, so just be careful. There's some shoulder joints there as well. And this is the GN drive. This can actually extend. Oops, did not mean to do that. And there's a way to actually take this out. But another thing too, you can actually extend these flaps all around. So you have a little bit more dynamic effect for the GN drive. And there's a way to actually get that out. Well, I couldn't get the GN drive out, but it's kind of right. I think it's best to keep it in there just for right now. And if I'm able to get that out, I'll be sure to show it in the next video. But with that, let's finish the articulation. So the last thing that can be moved around is the head. So it can go side to side, up and down, and can rotate all around. But like I said, LED in there as well. Then I put the GN long blade in, and of course you can put any of the hands that I showed inside here. Let me just get that in. There we go. All right, so, and just to show you, that is a slit right there to put the shield in. Like so. And this one is for the GN sword. Like so. Just to give you all a good idea of what this will look like very soon. And the last accessory that comes with this kit is the action base. And I can understand why this kit comes with action base. It's mainly because of the LEDs and just for nice little posing. Not many perfect grades come with action bases, but if they do, it's always a plus on my end. So always happy to see one. And this one is no different. I will add that this piece right here, it actually broke off, and it turns out that that is a very common piece that breaks. So I actually had to order one. Actually, I was able to get two of them. This one is made of metal, and so is that piece over there that's attached. So if you can, it's probably best to get a new metal piece. That way there's a less likely chance of breaking. And there are pieces in the shoulders that tends to break off easily as well, and I ordered that just to be on the safe side. Luckily mine did not break, but you know, fingers crossed. But that aside though, yes, it does come with action base. There is slight adjustments to it. I'll say slight because of the wire here. Now that wire is attached to the wire on the back of the Exia, so that way that's where the electricity is going to go through, and that's where it'll flow through, so you can see it light up. Speaking of which, to have a much better view, these can actually extend out. And this can extend. There's one of the wires there. Here's some movement. And because this metal, this is supposed to move right here. It's supposed to adjust, but it doesn't do it as much. This can adjust over here. I just realized this is a bit out of focus. Yeah. That can adjust, so this can adjust. Like so. This one here. This can go down, or this can go up. And here's that locking mechanism, like so. Right here, where the batteries go. And one last thing I want to show is actually this little compartment on the bottom. Now this one, the instructions show that you can actually store all these pieces. From the hands, the shield, the GM sword, like so. It's supposed to look like something like this. I may just do that momentarily. Actually, I don't know where this piece is, but that aside, the open hands, the normal hands, the upper hands, the shield, the long blade, and the attachment pieces for the shield and sword right here. Now to probably put everything, all the weapons underneath, the GN long blade can go right here. The short blade is right beside it. So, the shield, move this all the way up. Take this out. And this is going to connect here. And this is going to be moved over here. All these hands have the little spots. The movable ones can go on top. There, it's supposed to be like that. And this one can go right underneath it. Then you can put the one that you can hold the beam sabers in. So. The clench fist hands can go here. The open hands can go on top here. The weapon hands go here. Go. And lastly, the GN sword. You kind of gotta take it apart. Take it apart like so. And also take this piece off. This goes right over here. This goes on the bottom with you have two pegs here and here. It goes like that, and this. This right here goes inside that hole. So it does take some finagling, but it should fit in there. But yeah, the fact that this can be used as a compartment for all the accessories, really nice added touch. Easy for storage, easy to move around. Really big plus on my end. And lastly, for the piece resistance. This one right here, this wire, is supposed to connect to this wire right here. And make sure the pins are aligned properly. And this piece right here is going to be attached underneath there. It's going to look something like this. And with the action base and the kit attached, it's going to be something along these lines. I know it's kind of plain right now, but there's a big reason for this. I just want to show you all the just a 360 view of this, how it's going to look all around. But this aside, the biggest thing about this kit is the LEDs. So with that, just hit the switch and put the button. And this has a few different modes. So here's one of them. Here's the next one, where the colors, especially in the upper arms and the upper legs, are turned purple just very slightly. But if you press again, you get the pink reddish color, or maybe Trans Am, as it was said in the Gundam 00 show. the anime. And by pressing again, the lights turn red. But then the chest and head lights up. I believe eventually the body should light up. There we go. Just like that. But this will look a whole lot better in the dark. If you see the flicker behind on the wall, that's actually the GN drive. The light is actually spiraling, so you can actually see that. Just adjust it, there we go. And one more. And lastly, turning red. But like I said, that spiral is actually that spiral coming from the GN drive. And in about a few more seconds, and there we go. So yeah, this kit definitely lights up a room pretty nicely, if I do say so myself. Thank you all for watching. This, of course, the second video in these review series is a little bit different, just because of the LEDs, like I mentioned before. But yeah, I just want to show you all what is to come before I do the last video where I do a full review, all the armor and everything, all the accessories attached, and give my final thoughts about this kit. But so far, it's looking pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. So I really am happy about that. I hope you are enjoying this review. Again, this is a kit I've been waiting for quite some time to review and build. So I'm really happy that I got the time to showcase that. So I hope you all enjoy, especially if you're thinking about getting this kit. If you want to wait till the final video to really give a final, assessment and give a final decision if there's a kit worth getting, by all means, stay tuned for that. But with all that being said, be sure to share, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more video updates. My social links are down below. There's a video here, my most recent one, which of course is the unboxing of this kit, and one that YouTube picks out for you all to watch. Oh, and before I forget, right here on the shoulders, that's where another the weak parts that tends to break easily. As I stated before, this piece right here broke, and so I had to order a metal piece for that. So those shoulders tend to break off easily, so far mine are good, but I got the metal pieces just in case. So just a forewarn on that one. But yeah, like I said, thank you all for watching, and until next time, keep on building.